Good afternoon, Bruin fans, and welcome to off-season edition of Something Bruin here with Bruins head football coach Rashad Cook. Coach Cook, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Mark. Good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Yes. Hey, I know that last time we saw each other was at the football banquet right before the holidays, and definitely great banquet there by the caterers, and then also to see the kids get recognized. But then most of all, when you and Coach Thomas presented me with the football, that was a great nice surprise, and definitely appreciate that football that my wife put it in a trophy case.
Absolutely. That's the least we could do. You've done a lot for our program, and we're very thankful for, just the notoriety, the publicity, and, you taking time out each week to allow us to share our story about our young men, our student athletes competing at West Branch High School. So we really appreciate it, and I'm glad you appreciate our gift as well.
Well, hey, thanks, and I think to this day we're still the only high school football coaches show, not only in the 757 but also in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I think so until we're proven differently. But it's a humbling opportunity. It's very fun.
Yeah.
It is something I didn't expect, and like you said, it happened organically. And then to be able to do it each week, and kudos to my coaching staff. Got a great staff that allows me to sit down for 25 to 30 minutes with you to kind of get that story out each week. So to me, it's like Coach J's old coach's corner. He used to put weekly in the programs, back in the 90s. So it's just the virtual or the real version, I guess, of that opportunity that Coach Lou did many, many years ago. So we appreciate it, Mark.
Oh, sure. No problem. And I mean, just this platform, I mean, Coach Jay did come on a earlier episode, but then last month I was able to have Mr. Gaines on, and with having Mr. Gaines on, my sister lives in Northern Virginia, and I think my sister reached out to Mr. Gaines, and he's going to talk to her company. So just the Bruin connections
Yes,
with using this platform, it's just been awesome to see.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, but hey, so let's see. So the banquet was at Christmas time, but that was a nice Friday evening. But some of the football athletes, playing basketball, running track. So now with winter sports over, what's for the football program here in the spring?
Well, number one, we love multi-sport athletes. To
Yes.
me, that can never get old. It allows us to get a break. It allows the athlete body to have a change of pace, a change of movement. And again, it gives that student athlete, in my opinion, a full high school experience. Not only just playing football, but you can run track, you can play basketball, you can wrestle. We had a lot of kids on a wrestling mat this year as well. So, for our guys that competed, we had Shamik Blizzard, who qualified for states in the 55. We had Devin Cook, who also represented our football program, who qualified in the 4x4 and will be competing in nationals. I believe Shamik will be as well in their respectful events or relays. But, in that capacity, we had some Bruins that really made it to that highest level of track. We had two basketball players this year, Jay Sean Frazier and Desmond Cook, going back to his freshman year in high school and tapping back into his basketball ability. But, those guys competed on the hardwood as seniors for their team, did a great job leading those guys. Coach Paul Hall does a great job, year in and year out with his staff, and Coach Thomas, putting out a good product. So it was great to see those young men competing. And like I said, we had a lot of freshmen and sophomores, many to name, that were on the wrestling mat this year for Coach Hardy. And those guys did a great job. So now that, that season is ended, spring is here or around the corner, and we're still pushing our guys to be engaged in school sports, outdoor track, things of that nature. But yet we're encouraging the ones that aren't to get in the weight room, and let's get ready for the 2022 season.
Yeah, and I definitely remember in early 2000s, I mean, Vince Hall, Lamont Stanfield, and Ryan Pond, definitely playing there on the baseball field when spring came around.
Correct. And Coach Wade Williams had the track program rolling pretty good as well. It's one of those, if you can't beat them, join them. So as these guys are wanting to do other sports, you got to encourage them. Plus, it gives it gives them a chance, and me, but really them, a chance to see me as a fan versus Coach Cook. I'm actually cheering them on, encouraging them in a different way in their respectful platforms, regardless of sport. So, definitely refreshing, definitely fun. But, that's to me, the high school experience. Maximize your God bless ability, gifts, and talents to the fullest and see where it falls.
Yes. And let's see. I know also you were a fan there at the middle school level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, multi-sport athletes competing.
Right.
Coach Dave Waddell and I had a great conversation along with the athletic director at Western Branch Middle. And, to me, and that was my message with those guys, is you only get middle school once. So be the best you can be at that level, because when you get to high school, it's a different energy that you got to have year in and year out. But, it was great to see those guys at both schools compete. Coach Bailey put together another championship team. And, Jolliffe had a pretty good team as well that was able to compete. So it was awesome to watch them. Can't wait to see what track season look like.
Yes. Yeah. So let's see. So how's the off season been going? I know that I reached out to Coach Jay the other day, and he was saying that you guys with weightlifting, so get back in the weight room.
Yeah, so the off season has been pretty busy, real busy. Trying to get ready for 22. One of the things that, I brought to this program and to our school as far as football is concerned is understanding family time, understanding what rest really means. So our kids, as we mentioned in our previous meetings, that we went 24 straight weeks of football. And our kids were just as much a part of that 24 straight weeks of football. And so what we did was we kind of went on a hiatus. And, right after the season ended, shortly after Thanksgiving, if that makes sense, or a week after, those guys were able to spend time with family. Family were able to spend time with their kids. So we did not start back up until January 21st. So they had a pretty good time off for the ones that were getting prepared for our off-season workouts, winter workouts. But, family time is important. And like I said, our parents are very flexible to allow us to work with them to get our kids to the highest level we can, as far as playoffs and opportunities of success in football. So we wanted to return that favor as well and allow our kids to rest and heal up. So with that being said, we had February signing day. We had some notable, players, Bruins sign in schools. Caleb Broadbent is going to Norfolk State, and that is a full ride package. We have Mossy Bruning, who's committed to Christopher Newport, and will be signing sometime soon, but definitely is going to Christopher Newport. Ty Todd, miracle catch, Ty Todd, but not only miracle catch, just hard worker on and off the field, Ty. He's going to Shenandoah along with Mike Bowen. Again, they're getting two kids that are going to put in a lot of work to be successful, not only on the field, but off the field. Hot off the press, last night I got a text from Graham Terry. He's committed to Christopher Newport.
All
So
right.
Graham is going to Christopher Newport. So it's exciting. You know, our staff doesn't have to go far to watch, you know, our Bruins compete. But, you know, more importantly, this is their success and a part of their story. And we're just a small piece of that journey, if that makes sense. Their hard work in the classroom, on and off the field, they get the reward and the praise. Still working on some of our 22s. Obviously, Desmond Cook is eager and ready to get to William and Mary. So we got we have quite a few of Bruins that will be on college campuses, you know, come June, July, and August. So definitely a good feeling for us. Definitely a good pedestal. Our 23 class is right behind them. We're recruiting those guys heavy now. I use the term 23, you're on the clock. And in perspective, they're starting to understand, yeah, we see a lot of early offers, but when your year comes around, that's when it's really go time. The spring of their junior year going into their senior year. So a lot of good things. If I left a player out, please forgive me, put it in the comment, and I'll make sure that we, you know, get that corrected. But, you know, it's good to know that we got Bruins going on to further their higher education while using their athletic ability to, you know, extend that. So that's pretty much where we are. We added 2 new additions to our coaching staff. One is Coach Joe Jones from Ocean Lakes. He's coming on as our tight ends coach. We had great conversations and really loves the way our culture is here at Western Branch, what we're doing. And, you know, he said he's been there, back again. He just want to coach tight ends, and I can respect that. And you know, he's bringing a good addition to our program of just knowledge, but yet he's passionate about, you know, seeing that wide position, that H position really become a part of what we want to do here at Western Branch. So we're excited to have Coach Joe Jones join our staff. Coach Lou Johnson is as well. You know, that was something I always, you know, envisioned doing, but timing is everything. And, you know, with the loss of Miss Nancy, you know, I wanted to give him something that could give him something. And, you know, being around me, being around our staff, and being around, you know, a program that he built, you know, from pretty much not from the ground up, because that's discounting all the other coaches before him. But, you know, he put a lot of time in 85, 86, all the way to 2006, 2007. So, you know, to me, again, another Bruin, another pillar of our community that's going to, you know, continue to pay forward in our program. So those are right now the 2 additions to our staff. Both of those guys have been in communication with me during the season and before the season even started, with a little bit of interest or a little bit of encouragement. And, you know, we built from there. So I'm excited. Our kids are excited, you know, with the additions of our staff. And we're a family-oriented coaching staff first. And to know that we have 2 seasoned men, not just coaches, but, you know, men of God, that is awesome. You know, that gives us balance and stability and understanding sometimes when we can't see some of the things that are taking place. So I know I'm getting long-winded, but that's pretty much, you know, the 2 big things going on right now as we kind of get into the clinic season and, you know, spring football and all those good things. Go ahead, Mark.
Right. Oh no, that's no. I certainly appreciate it. I mean, I didn't know with this being the off season, you know, didn't know what we could share, what you
Right.
know, and so appreciate your time for coming on and Caleb. I mean, you know, everybody is great to a great story to get not only to continue your education, but also to be a student athlete at the college level. But I'd like to highlight Caleb just because when he came in to Western Branch High School as a freshman, you know, things didn't go very well. And so with where the program was at when he was a freshman to where to where the foundation was being laid when he was a senior, you know, he certainly has seen the growth there in Western Branch football just in his 4 years. And so for him to get for him to stick with it and to get that offer, and Graham Terry,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a story there where he just didn't decide to kick until right before practice
Right.
started, right?
Right. That happens though. That
Right.
happens.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm okay with highlighting Caleb. All our kids are deserving of praise, but Caleb and he may laugh, and I can't wait till like he gets beyond his years and we have a conversation. But I saw a guy on tape that was very athletic when I first took over. I looked at all the film I could, had nothing but time during the pandemic to really go all the way back to come all the way forward. And he was just a raw football player. I think the minute he bought into being disciplined and fundamentally sound instead of, depending on athleticism, is the second that young man was like one of the numbers to watch every time he came on the field, regardless of what phase of the game. And to see him buy into that discipline, and buy into his goal, vision, and path of being a next level guy, that's nothing but his blessing. Norfolk State, I can tell you now, are very excited that they got him. He is a steal, and everybody knows that. They know it. So, I'm excited to see him transition to Norfolk State and the impact that he can make, whether it's immediate or within a year from now. Graham Terry, again, 5-sport athlete. So a guy like that, to me, it's a no-brainer. The kid is multi-talented. So it's now, buying into Coach Ed and Coach Ted's, kicking philosophy and concepts and things of that nature. And the rest was history. And, last night was an awesome moment because I felt his excitement and his confidence in his decision. And love Graham, but one of his comments was, "I'm ready to break some records. Wait in the weight room at William and Mary." Correction, at Christopher Newport. Both of those schools are prestige universities and colleges, respectfully. But Graham said he's ready to break some records in the weight room at Christopher Newport. So, again, happy for all of our kids. Todd, Mike Bowen battling a little injury here or there, but he persevered through it. He came back and he gave everything he could in his senior season. And, so just very happy for our kids. And what I'm really excited about is getting that degree. It's great you got an offer, then go get the degree, make it worth something while continue to play football. So, and that's to all those guys, and that's to all the young kids that are listening. It's great to be blessed to receive something, but the real work starts, once you get on that campus, and you got to dedicate yourself a lot more harder to the classroom and a lot more harder to the film room, and then eventually the film, regardless of sport. So yes.
Yeah, and actually with the pandemic, I mean you said 24 straight weeks of dealing with football here when the season started, but actually that was right on the heels of the spring season. With the pandemic. So.
Correct. No, you're right. But a lot of people don't realize we don't make a lot of things public knowledge.
Right.
This is okay.
Yeah.
After our game, when we were done, essentially we went back into a dead period until after graduation.
Right.
So we couldn't do any conditioning, couldn't do any weightlifting. I think right around the beginning of June or right in the middle, we were able to have contact with our kids again. And there's nothing against CPS, but, for the people who don't know some of the challenges, I guess, that we as a staff had to face and the adjustments we had to make in a pandemic, that was one of the things that, were for us as a staff, we were very pleased with the outcome of 8-2 and 10-3, because essentially we got them mid-July and August is football. So in a month and a half, 2 months, we were able to put together a good product from an off-season summer conditioning, mobility and flexibility, as well as preparation for our upcoming 21 season which was the one that just passed.
Yeah, and I know that Coach Hawk, he got a promotion. He was able to go back to his alma mater, and so
Yes,
it'll be good to see how he does.
yes,
And another Bruin alum, Brandon Carr,
yes.
head coach over at Indian River.
Absolutely. Again, I miss Coach Hall, but I like to call him a Swiss Army knife. He does a lot. And I'm not surprised he got the head job because it was, Coach, what can I do for you, Coach? What do you need? And he gets it done. Not only that, but I share with our staff, when it comes to being a coordinator or being a leader of a program, he might have missed 5 days and those 5 were out of his control. You know what I mean? Other than that, for 2 straight years, he was there every single day, every single day. If he wasn't there, we had virtual meetings. If it wasn't virtual, we had, our phone calls just to stay in the flow. So the next day wasn't a drop off. And he's going to do very well at IC Norcom. Again, they got a great coach, but not only that, a great leader of men. So I'm excited for him. I've tried to give him his time and his space as he goes through his transition, because I know what it felt like for me. But eventually I will reconnect. We will reconnect and, kind of build and lean on each other to continue to go forward in our respectful divisions. Coach Carr, again, another young man, another guy deserving of his blessing and his opportunity. Waited his turn, dedicated, I believe, 12 years to Indian River before he went to Grassfield, and things are coming full circle. So much like Coach Hawk, I'm allowing him to have his space before I reach out and, kind of pick and pull and share and go from there. But both of those guys are definitely in the right alignment. They have the right spirit. They have the right energy to get this done at their respective schools. So I'm rooting for both of them. And you know how it is. When Western Branch has to play Indian River, it's I love you before the game and I love you afterwards. One of us got to go 1-0. But that's, with good energy. No trash talk behind that. Just good energy. But, those two respectful high schools got 2 great head coaches at each school, if that makes sense. They both got good head coaches.
Yeah, and so is it pretty much off-season condition, and then in the summer they're with 7-on-7 and different clinics?
Right. Well, right now, tomorrow, actually, we our staff will be going to William and Mary's coaches clinic. So, thank you to our administration to allow us to get there and grow as coaches, grow as a staff. But we'll be there tomorrow. And it was popped on me yesterday, and I just prayed on it. But it was asked that if I could speak to the once it gets to a chalk talk portion of it, could I speak to the coaches, so on and so forth, about the culture of Western Branch High School? And definitely honored and thankful for that opportunity, not only for our high school, but because someone saw something in what we're doing at Western Branch and felt the need that story should be shared. So tomorrow we'll be at William and Mary. We're looking to go to at least one more clinic as a complete staff, or another university within our area. I know ODU, Norfolk State has extended the Olive Branch. So we want to take advantage of building that relationship with these, schools very close to us, as that goes a long way in many ways, not just recruitment. Also in 7-on kind of ramps up for the high school, if you will, a little bit more in June. Right now, ODU, we're looking to get them on a slate. They've already reached out. It's just us making sure that date fits. UNC talked to Coach Bly last night. He wants to get us back down for our second tour under my leadership, and Virginia Union and a couple more colleges, and then a benefit scrimmage sometime in mid-July. But we want to be done before July 15th, around that time. We want to be done. It's almost football time, and we want guys to get in football mindset. So 7-on to kind of be that June to like early July, after the dead period. And then we're focusing on, getting ready for that 22 season and putting our 22 class in the forefront of that.
All right, Coach Cook. Well, hey, I certainly appreciate your time, and you guys. Let's see. I know that I'm a little biased there to William and Mary with my brother being a student athlete. Himself there, the baseball field there at William and Mary, and then my sister was there from '97 to 2000.
There you go.
So you guys enjoy your time there with their coaches clinic, and thanks for your time. Any final words here as we wrap up?
No, it's just good to see you and Bruin Nation. I hope everybody's in good spirits and good health, but good to see you. We're working, but I got a motto that every coach knows on our staff and our kids know: slow is fast. We're not in a hurry to get everything installed and go full speed right away. We're gradually getting our kids in there. One thing I will say, we're averaging 30 2 days a week, 30 O-line, D-line, and big skill guys. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, because we potted our kids off, we're averaging 25 to 30 skill guys. So it's about a total of 60 young men each week that are coming in the weight room, trying to get better. And that's when we win our games, in the off season. So very excited. Our 23 class are doing a great job leading our young men as 22 pass the torch to them. So just a lot of good things that happen around Western Branch. And looking forward to catching up with you probably right before the summer conditioning start, if that works out.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good, Coach Cook. And I'd like to close out here with I know Coach Wright, he was part of Lou's staff before he took over for Stanko, but he's got on the Western Branch baseball website, continuing to build on a tradition and not resting on one. So, definitely use that phrase here, not only for Western Branch baseball, but also for Western Branch football.
Yeah, no doubt. Ours is back to tradition, and that's hard work. It's the little things. It's the pride. It's everything Bruin pride. So I like that, and that's good that we're very close. Respect, with respect to Coach Wright in mindset. That means our school community, from an athletic standpoint, are very parallel. Now he got a couple state titles under his belt, and we're working for one each year. So it's not saying we're on the same level, but we have the same mindset with our young men and building this program, not just for 1 year, but making it perennial, a competitor year in and year out. But I appreciate it, Mark, man. Really, thank you for your time. I got to get back over to the weight room and make sure these guys are finishing up strong. But I appreciate everything you're doing for us. And again, big shout out to everybody, Miss Klein, everybody that's listening in. Hopefully, Mr. Brandriff and Coach Bright, all the faithfuls. Big shout out to you guys, and I hope everybody's doing well.
Yes, and so I know that Miss Klein, where she lives now, she'll definitely. I got to tag her in when I posted on Facebook, so she could, and then Mr. Brandorf, with having his number, I'll send him a audio link. So it's just Bruin pride all over.
All day. I love when you say that. I love when you say that. Nothing but Bruin pride. Can't hide it, right?
No, that's right. That was the motto back in junior high. Can't hide that Bruin pride.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, have a good one. All right, bye, Bruin Nation.